what is happening, everybody? So in this video, I'm going to be walking through some content creation processes that you can use, a couple tools. If you are in our membership area and you're an Agent Flywheel user, there should be some pre-made ones for you that you can use with some other content. If you're checking this out online, you can follow along with this, and this should be helpful to kind of help through rapid fire content creation processes. Just some really quick tips on this. Try not to overthink this. It's an iteration process. You know, it doesn't need to be perfect. You know, done is better than perfect. So get something out. Get people to it, go through it. You're always going to be changing, tweaking, testing, all of this stuff. So your first iteration of whatever you put together isn't going to be near where it's going to be ultimately at the end of the day. But with that being said, I'm going to jump right in. I'll go through just a couple real quick things with creating the content and then on to the presentation portion. So starting off, just kind of where I'm in ChatGPT, and if you're using something else like Clod or Gemini or whatever it may be, you can follow along with your own processes and workflows. But for the purpose of this, I'm ChatGPT. What I did on this is I have created a separate project. So this project, if you're not familiar with projects, it's just like a folder. So you can have presentations, my business presentations. You can add in custom instructions on this, like I'm a loan officer. I work with first-time home buyer, existing homeowners, and real estate agents and financial advisors. I'm going to be creating short, simple, to the point. You can go ahead and save that. It doesn't need to be anything crazy there. It's pretty smart. Obviously, we'll begin to figure out more and more about what your goals are as you're doing it. So I'm going to pop over here to an existing chat. This one's based off of first-time home buyers, and this is going to, I'll just scroll up to the top and just kind of walk you through some, how basic it is. So, looking to create a Homebuyer webinar for first-time home buyers. I would like to create a very simple, to the point, focused on 3 to 5 core fundamentals of buying your first home. Can you give me a rough outline? Ultimately, it's pretty good at figuring out, or like knowing context. Be like, hey, when on a webinar, you're going to have some basic core things like an introduction, the meat and potatoes of it, and then some sort of like call to action with or like a Q&A at the end, but just kind of giving it that rough outline there. Typically, we're using the word webinar. This can be replaceable with workshops, VSLs. If you're not familiar with VSLs, is video sales letters. So if you want to record a video, kind of follow along with the same thing. So it's like an introduction, like typically 3 core things we're going to touch on, and then some sort of call to action, next steps. So this went over. Put this out. It's got even time frames on this. It's going to go through, and I believe it has some presentation notes as well, tips for all of this, going through. So this is just like an iteration process. If you don't like something on it, you can kind of like just chat at it to kind of have it, update. There's this canvas mode actually too, which is really great. So if you click on this, and you can switch to canvas, where you can actually just begin to edit specific things in it. Well, and I'll just pull this up here. So it's like this canvas mode, which is great. I really kind of like this a lot, where it'll pull this up and you can have this like running dialogue, but you can come in here, you can actually edit specific things on here directly in the thing, which makes it kind of really nice. Down here there's some kind of a breakdown on how it does, but this canvas mode, if you do that, if you're editing in canvas mode, I'm a big fan of this, where you can just jump directly in. You can you can edit, modify directly in here versus like just continuing on and chatting. Ultimately, you can do big changes over here on this chat section. You can jump in and actually do minute changes specifically to this. So if there's like 3 pillars that you're teaching on, you can come back in and change certain things, or hey, can you change pillar 1 to this type of a deal, and it will edit it right in that canvas. So now after we have that, there's this easy peasy just copy function directly from there. So if you're editing it out, you just come copy all of that content, and then we're going to pop over to an app Gamma, And there should be a link down below if you have it on this. Either here, look around on this, wherever you're watching this, there should be some sort of link to this Gamma app. We do a lot of things out of Canva too. Some of the pre-built stuff is on Canva or PowerPoint, but this is really easy for just cranking out really high quality presentations, and it takes almost little to no effort. So once you create an account, it's free to create an account. They do have a paid version. It's very affordable. So if you're pumping out a ton of different content, you can do that. But you can see, I'll just pull something up here on this pre-made one, and you can see here it will make a very, very clean, professional, like well done, presentation with just a couple clicks. You just go in and create it, and it's very easy, user-friendly to do. You create a new one from a blank, and let's not do that. Let's go back to the home. You do, believe it's create a new one with AI. Paste in text. It'll do that for you, and you can see, it'll put it together really very well, professional. You can edit the different types of format or like how it looks in it. Really, really easy, user friendly. So with that iteration process, you should be rocking and rolling up and going in no time.